I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Palu Kimoto joins us. Hi, Palu.
Hello, Eric.
I appreciate you coming on. What got you into VTubing in the first place?
I was looking for something, a bit more sillier, a bit more funnier. I kind of got tired of the standard streamers you had, and I wasn't really sure about VTubing at first, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But I found Iron Mouse of Vishojo, and, if you know her backstories with her health condition and everything.
Right.
That was quite interesting, and because of that, I got to know what VTubing is about. And, yeah, I enjoyed it more than anything else, so I stayed within it.
Is it what attracted you to VTubing? Was it being able to interact with people all over the place, or being able to use a model, or what?
I think the idea of having the model not being actually on camera, having the capabilities of changing stuff about your model, having different backgrounds. It doesn't have to be a good camera. You don't sit in your room. You have a bit more lore behind it. You can be, I don't know, like me, I'm a deer, for example. I'm a human-deer hybrid.
Yeah.
You have cat VTubers, you have demon VTubers, you have a bit of lore behind it, which makes it a bit more immersive in a sense.
Yeah.
But it's cooler.
Yeah, it really gives you a chance to express yourself while not necessarily showing all yourself at the same time.
It's real enough, depending on who you watch,
right,
but not too real that it gets boring. It's distractive, it's entertaining.
Yeah. So what made you decide to be an entertainer like that? Have you always wanted to be up on stage?
Not really, actually. I liked it. I like to be in a little bubble. That makes sense. I actually did Let's Plays. I started in 2010. I had a channel which got nuked in 2012 because of copyright. Because back in the day, no one knew what that was. Like,
right.
You just used a song you liked in a Let's Play. And yeah, my channel got nuked. I then continued doing Let's Play stuff from 2013 to 19. But I gave up on this project. But now with VTubing, I don't know. I just want to meet new people with VTubing. Yeah. Collaborations are like the essential part of it, at least in my mind. And meeting new people with same interests, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I already did.
That's pretty cool. Have you already done the collaboration, you said?
Not yet. I'm currently waiting on my proper model because my first start into VTubing wasn't the best one because the model I'm using is a licensed one.
Wow.
But it uses some AI elements in it. Reason it was pretty cheap. Yeah, people don't like AI stuff in VTubing. They don't. So I found an artist for... Sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
People don't like AI stuff. And I luckily, through the English VTubers Discord server, managed to find an artist who, for a couple $100, is currently making me a complete custom model. I'm gonna send you some pictures later. You can use from the final version of the model. It's close to be done. It's just getting rigged.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. That would be great. I'll get that in there. So did you come up with the design for the model, or did you let them do it?
We were both. I wanted to be a deer. It's my favorite animal because it's really rooted within nature. That is something I just find calming. And this is where my last name I use, Kimoto, comes from. Kimoto, the Japanese name, stands for someone who lives beneath the trees, which really fits within my deer theme. This is why I chose it.
It does. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've got that plan. Was this? I mean, you were streaming for quite a while, obviously, before doing this. What has been the difference? What was the difference for you creating content in front of the screen and now with the model? What's the difference for you?
The difference is definitely the money aspect. I'm going to be honest. VTubing has a high price tag to get into if you want something high quality. I don't know. I don't really like being on camera. That makes sense.
It does to me because I hate it.
I don't know. Yeah. I think I smile awkwardly.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes me feel awkward. I'm like, yeah, okay, am I done smiling? Have you taken a picture?
Yeah.
And then video or live streaming, which is many, many hours, and you accidentally plug your nose, and that becomes a Twitch clip. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's going to be you could be on for a 24-hour stream, and that 1 2 second thing is going to be what everybody puts up if you're unlucky about it. I was I was on the radio for years and years and years, and folks say, how come there's no pictures of you? I said, because I have a face for radio. I'm perfect for radio. You don't have to see what's going on.
I like that.
I'm just good enough to wear good looking enough to where the people I work with don't have to wear masks. So that's the positive thing. But I always wasn't a big fan of getting out in front of audiences, no matter who I was talking to on the radio. Are audiences something that are okay with you as far as, if somebody said, stand up in front of these 20 people and read this, would you be able to do it?
Yeah, probably. I work in the business sector, IT business. I have to do it, but it's online. Yeah. Like I'm on a call where I have to do a meeting with 50, sometimes even 60 people. I'm fine with it. Standing in front of the same audience, 50, 60, maybe. It depends. Work related, it's a bit easier because you're all just there, you're doing your job.
Right.
Entertainment-wise, that's a completely different thing because there's anticipation. I'm currently planning my proper debut. I was streaming for a bit. I was waiting for my proper debut till my custom model is done.
Yeah.
And there's so much to think about. Like, what's borrowing? Is it too much? Do I need to do more? Yeah,
it does. You have to sort everything out. Do I want to do this here? Do I want to do this there? How do I want to present this? It is all entertainment, but it also is taking something that's very personal to you and making it public in a way, because you're going to show everybody what you want to do and yourself, and I imagine that weighs on you a little bit.
Definitely.
Wow.
Also, a hard part is when you start with content creation, barely anyone is watching. You're going to be streaming and you maybe have 0 viewers for hours. This is why I love this feature where you can just turn off how many people are watching. You can just pretend, okay, there's 100 people watching, and I just keep talking.
Yeah.
And doing my stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got the YouTube channel as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thinking. When I'm streaming, I talk always.
Yeah.
I see many people who just sit there for like 5 hours and wait until someone says hi in chat and they don't say a word. I constantly talk. And even if no one was watching, I can take it, turn it into video, because I have editing experience, been doing it before, and just make a YouTube video out of it. Then it's on demand forever.
Oh, yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. And it's a good advertisement, really, I think, in many ways. If you're not just putting out a comprehensive entire stream, but if you're able to edit out some of the better parts of it, some of the funnier parts of it, and give it a showcase, it's just like advertising, and people will see it and go, hey, I want to hear more about this, and tune into your channel.
Yeah, the VTuber Giga from Vishojo currently talked about it, that the best way for a small VTuber to gain an audience is to use YouTube Shorts, because they're pretty easy to make, like a 1 or 2 minute video of like a highlight from your stream. But with the algorithm of these short videos, and since they are all this short, you have a much easier way to reach new people.
Yeah. I mean,
which I'm definitely also gonna tackle on.
Oh yeah, and if it's catchy enough, someone will play it over and over and over and over and over again, and
yeah,
you'll get a bunch of views that way. But first of all, I mean, other than the equipment to set up, it doesn't cost you anything to put stuff up on YouTube. Thankfully, because
that's correct, yeah.
I've got a lot of stuff up on YouTube. I don't need to be paying for it every time. But
yeah, I mean, technically even a microphone, smartphones these days, like they sound amazing. You can record stuff with your smartphone.
Oh yeah.
And use some editing software that you actually get for free, like Microsoft has. What's it called? Clipper?
Yeah,
They renamed it. I know.
Yeah, I've got it. I've
Yeah,
got it
Clipper
actually
or
in front
something.
of me right now because I use it all the time. Clip Champ
Ah,
is what they've got it.
Clipchamp. Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's the one.
works.
I mean, it's free. Comes with Windows.
Yeah,
Gets the job done.
yeah. And I mean, I'm not using a lot of video on mine. Anyway. And I say I said this before, and I said this to you before we got started. When I was editing video as a college kid, it was old school analog, um, videotape and taping the the ends together, this type of thing. And it was a really hit and miss and hack job. But now with the capabilities, even the free programs have is so much better than and less chance of losing everything you've just done.
Yeah, it's just insane. I mean, you talked about your time at the radio.
Yeah.
When I was a child, I had a stream. I wanted to become a host on the radio,
Mm.
and I made like my own radio show, but on cassette tape,
Yeah.
actually. And I had a microphone from karaoke, which I connected to my stereo.
Yeah.
And I had a mixer, which I bought for like $5 on like some second-hand shop, and I recorded my own radio shows for fun.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that these days. These days, well, if you can get around the music copyrights, you can
Yeah.
do that online. The music copyright situation, I don't know how anybody's going to fix that anytime soon, because I understand what the artists are talking about, but they're also kind of cutting off their nose to spite their own face, and that but it's I used to have to fill out all of the forms for the music ASCAP and BMI at the radio stations. Oh, that took forever.
Well, I'm from Europe. We have it even tougher here. It's a bit tighter when it comes to these rules. I don't know if you heard about it. We had a thing going on 2 years ago called Article 13, where big protests happened, which was essentially censorship on the internet.
Yeah.
Where everything needs to be monitored, which they claim was for copyright reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was a big thing, scary thing.
Yeah, big quote unquote copyright reasons.
Yeah,
that's why.
I mean, memes would have been illegal because memes, they quote things from movies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that would have been deemed illegal because it is copyrighted. The person within these pictures or the scene from a movie, it's copyrighted.
Right.
The character or something. So memes would be illegal. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's 9/10 of the internet at this point, at least.
Yeah,
is the memes. So when you're on stream, what games are you playing right now?
I actually mostly play open world games. Red Dead Redemption 2, I want to tackle soon. Currently, it's Cyberpunk. I want to get into some more chill games, maybe Civilization. I've been playing this one for a while.
Okay, yeah, I've looked at Civilization a bunch of times, but I haven't played it. I really should.
Yeah, it's a bit tough to get into at first, but if you figured it out, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's something that could really immerse you in it for a long time, and just take away hours of the day. Of course, now that I'm doing this project, I'm kind of using my extra hours for this. I don't want to take away from it because we're a lot of great folks such as yourself are coming on, and I don't want to miss that. But those types of games are really fun to play. Do they transfer well to VTubing, do you think?
I would say yes, because you have a lot of time to interact with people and many decisions, since for those who don't know what Civilization is, you essentially have your country you can choose, let's say America, the USA, and you build your country, you build new cities, enhance your military, your productions, you can go to war, you can make changes within your politics, blah, 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 and grow your empire.
Yep.
And it's fun when you have people watching because they can make certain decisions.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, let's work with this country or not. And it becomes a bit more interactive.
Yeah. I would be I would have a lot of fun with it, but after a while, I would start blowing things up. See,
Yeah, that's what everyone does.
yeah,
There's this old meme from Civilization 5
yeah,
where Gandhi from India just at one point takes out the nukes. Because this was a bug in the game. He
yeah.
always nukes everyone. Yeah, that
uh,
became a meme within the Civilization community.
yes. Well, that would, I mean, that would be a lot of fun in exploring all different pathways for each country and how they could do it. For anyone who's into history at all, those are games that you need to search out and work through. Um, the
You
the
can play out sci-fi.
Yeah,
It's just not real, but there are scenarios that are based in history, which is
mhm,
very interesting.
absolutely, and take your own alternative history type of thing. What if they did this
Hmm.
instead of this? And it's a lot of work into it they put into it, but it's also a lot of fun to play. What other things would you like to do with your channel?
I definitely want to do a podcast. I know there's so many podcasts and people are quite tired of it, but I don't know. I want to do my own one. I haven't set on a theme yet.
Hmm.
I guess entertainment in general,
Yeah,
be it games and videoing.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there's
just something to connect with people and talk.
well, yeah. I think everybody should give it a chance if you can. Take advantage of the opportunity while it's here. Um, gee, 40 years ago, I had to go on the radio to talk to people. but
Yeah, yeah.
and talking to someone uh, who was in another country back in 1985 would have cost uh, about $1 million. And
Well,
I mean, I'm exaggerating a lot, but it cost a lot of money, and it would have also sounded like I was yelling into a full can of beans. That's how bad the quality would have been. So,
yeah, okay, the microphones at the time, they were favoring the mids of the voice.
oh yeah, but
They were very
but
mid heavy.
it would all be over telephone lines and satellites if you were lucky, and every
Mm.
line took out a little bit of bass and treble to where you were down to by the end. You couldn't tell what anybody was saying, and everybody got frustrated with it. And then our local telephone company would charge you so much money for it. It was it's
Oh, yeah, yeah, calling
it's
to different countries.
yeah. Now people just whip out their phone and call the other side of the world, no problem.
Yeah, or just open Discord, which is a free software. You open OBS, which is a free software.
Oh
You go
yeah,
live and you talk to people all around.
yeah, that's right.
It's
So
crazy. But when did you make your transition from radio to the internet medium?
well, I was in it for a long, long time, and then I had to make money because I wasn't making any money in radio where I was working at,
Mm.
and we have to pay the bills eventually. So I got a city job, which thankfully does pay most of the bills. But it's been about 5.5 years since I've been on, and I really enjoyed interviewing when I was doing the radio. And I have not found a group of people with more interesting stories than VTubers. Um,
Yeah, really?
yeah, well, you guys have all different backgrounds, all different stories and talents, and what you want to do with the channel, and reasons for doing it, and to me, it's all fascinating where everybody comes from,
Mm.
and the fact that they're all from different countries, all from different backgrounds, and it's really it's a heck of a lot more fun than talking to politics guys.
Yeah, or some celebrities who just don't want to be there.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
some interviews that are painful.
yeah. To me, the worst part about an interview, watching somebody do it who is just there to get it done, is having all of their questions written down and not paying attention to what the guest is saying. Um,
Mm.
Sometimes your best questions come from that, and you show the guest that you're not only are you showing the guest that you're interested in what they're saying, but the audience is interested too because they want to know what's going on. And like we've been doing here, we've just been kind of chatting really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I wouldn't put this down as a cable television interview, which or anything like that. But on this podcast, we're just kind of chatting more than anything else and getting to know the people who come on, such as yourself. It's
Yeah, but that makes it better, I think, than the old school interviews. It's a bit more organic.
yeah, it is. It is, and I think so. I enjoy it a lot more, and I the interviews now have gotten to the point where the interviewer wants the interviewee to say a certain thing, and then once they say that, they knock them off the air and go to something else. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of lost. But VTubers have started to pick up a little bit. They've started to do their own interview type things, which is great. There's like if you wanted to do something like this yourself, you'd have a wholly different angle at talking to people than I do. You have the experience of doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do interviews. It would be just a chat about a given topic.
Yeah.
Let's say something about art. I would maybe ask my artist to be like, hey, I want to chat with me and give a bit more insight because I can't even draw a dog. I once got kicked out of class when I was in 7th or 8th grade. We needed to draw like a city and stuff, and I wanted to draw a dog walking down the street. My teacher thought I was drawing a penis.
Oh no!
She kicked me out. I was like, no, it's a dog. It's how horrible I can draw. She thought it was a penis.
Well, that beats my story. When I was in grade school in art, the teacher flunked me, even though I actually turned in a project. It was so bad they couldn't find anything good about it to even give me a passing grade.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll take you out of the game in a hurry.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if I draw a stick figure, lightning tries to hit me, so I stay away from art as much as possible.
Yeah, same. I rather invest the money in the real artists out there who can do it. That's why I spend money on my model instead of AI stuff.
Let the people who know what they're doing do it. And that's another thing too with VTubing is there's so many people who have all of these talents, and without this medium, we wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, they can turn it into a job, essentially. There are many people who do it full time for like bigger videos, designing outfits all day.
Yeah.
Look at Iron Mouse, for example. She has over 60 VTube models and outfits. So there are many people who work full time on making this happen, which is amazing.
Yeah, and folks who do art online, folks who do music online, create their own music online, people who do presentations online. Cooking has gotten pretty big here recently. That would not happen with me because after I burnt down the kitchen with the first one, there wouldn't be anything for the second follow-up. And it's another thing that my wife keeps me away from is cooking.
I feel that, yeah.
Yeah, cooking and anything to do with tools. She generally just doesn't let me do any of that stuff. But but it is such a wide thing, and you've got it all in front of you. You could do anything you want with the channel. With your background, would you want to do something about editing, like a presentation?
Yeah, I want to pick up my old show series I did. Do you know the game DayZ, the zombie survival game?
No.
Okay, DayZ, it started as a mod for a shooter. It became a standalone game. It's essentially like The Walking Dead. It's an open world. You spawn, you loot, and survive against zombies and other players, essentially.
Okay.
It's the #1 zombie survival game. And back in the day when I had my channel, I played with a friend. But what I did was I made it a bit more cinematic. So I went back into the game with a bunch of mods and editors. I reanimated scenes. So when we were in-game playing on the server, we had a shootout with other players. I looked at the video footage. I reanimated all of this so I can have like outside camera movements, a bit more cinematic angles and stuff. It took me days to put together, but the end result was like a very cinematic series, which I think the top episode had 1.8K.
Wow, dang!
Which was just a lot for a small channel.
That is nice.
Yeah.
I mean that took some work too. That really did because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I got it back there and started tinkering with stuff, you'd end up with a blue screen, the blue screen of death, unfortunately. Um, so
Especially with DayZ, because it's Arma, which is the shooter Arma 3,
yeah,
and the game engine. Yeah, it's this type of game where when you drive a car, there are cars in the game, and you hit maybe a bush, you explode. It's not physically accurate. It has many issues, and
yeah.
then try to animate action scenes within this game engine. It costed me my last brain cell.
Yeah, but it was worth it though. I mean, you came out with obviously a good product. Did you ever send it to the people who created the game?
No, never.
Mm. And it'd be interesting to see their response if they saw it. They said, "Oh, we could have
Yeah.
done it much better." Golly
I
gee.
think they are aware of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, does that be something you'd like to do? Is do some game development?
Not necessarily development. I'm more a fan of cinematic stuff.
Mm,
That for sure, like cinematic animations.
mm.
I actually wanted to study it, but I never got around to it. I slipped into the technical part of it and made my way through, IT.
Yeah. Well, everybody needs IT.
Yeah,
whether,
that's
whether no
that's
matter
true.
no matter what they say about it, they always need it because we always hit something in wrong and accidentally delete everything we were trying to do. Where I work now with
Well,
this,
that's yeah.
yeah, where I work now with the city, if
Yeah,
we didn't have IT, nothing would work.
oh yeah. I mean, I work in industry size IT
Yeah,
for a ginormous company. I'm in management actually,
yeah,
and I have to deal with like the big OOs.
mm,
And yeah.
yeah. Has it been tough trying to keep everybody from attacking your computers?
Um, Relatively. I've been doing it for 4 years now. We
Uh-huh.
didn't really have an incident. We had attempts, like any big company does,
Hmm.
but nothing serious that got through.
So when you're doing that job, streaming afterwards, is it would you call it a hobby, a getaway? How would you describe streaming to you right now?
It's definitely a getaway and a hobby. It's always going to be a hobby. That's what my main focus is. I'm not gonna make it big as a VTuber. And that's not really my plan. I just want to meet people. I want to do it as a hobby because I love games. I love interacting with people.
Mm,
And yeah, it's an escape from reality
mm.
in a way.
Yeah, and then you can bring some people with you in the
Yeah.
in the chat, which is good. Uh, Working with chat, did you do that much as a streamer beforehand, or were you just basically doing the let's plays?
I did that before. I was actually an on-camera streamer
Hmm.
before when I had my old channel.
Yeah.
The project I gave up. It was in German actually. This is why I gave it up and wanna reinvent myself. Wanna meet more people from around the world.
Hmm.
And yeah, chat interactions is the number one thing where I wanna stream.
Mm.
Makes the most fun.
That's cool. That is excellent. And the games that you
Especially React content. Do you like React content?
yeah.
First
Oh,
question.
yeah, that's the yeah, it's for some folks who made the transition, it's a little tougher because they didn't react with immediate feedback before, and now they've got immediate feedback and have to incorporate that into the stream as well in order to keep their audience
Mm,
building. You didn't have any problem with that.
no.
Wow.
Well, what's really fun is when you're reacting to a video
Mhm.
from a topic, discussing with people in chat. I think this is what is the most fun for the VTuber and the viewer when you have something you can talk about,
Mm. Oh yeah,
discuss.
yeah. It's anytime you got that type of interaction is good, and you bring other people along with you, and they it makes people realize when you're hosting something like that they're coming back not just for the game you're playing, but for the person playing the game. Um,
Mm.
even though
This
you
is the
got
hardest thing to achieve, I
yeah,
guess.
I mean, you may have the model out there, but they're still coming back for you and your personality.
Mm.
Well, and so it's good to see that interacting with folks like that hasn't been a problem for you. Now, if it was doing it live in front of 1,500 people in an auditorium, and then you have to interact with them too.
I would die, definitely. I would just face plant and be like,
And not only that, not only just having them out there watching you do this, but you have to interact with them too. They all ask you questions, and
I have mad respect for the big VTubers who go to like AX, and they have panels and they are present, sitting in front. Like, yes, some of them wear a mask; they don't want to show themselves fully, but you're still in front of all these people, of this entire room full, and answering questions. Like, holy shit! I can't. I would just be on the screen if I would ever make it this far.
Oh man, there were times when I talked to thousands of people on the radio, especially during like a sporting event or something. But if you got me in front of 10 people in a room, and I had to tell the same thing to them, I couldn't do it. It was just.
I think it's eyes.
Yeah.
When you notice people looking at you, like direct eye contact, that makes it uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They look into your soul.
That's live on stage. Don't look at Eric Loy on stage. Well,
please close your eyes.
Well, I can tell you, there's a lot of people who'd pay for the privilege of not having to see me.
Goes for me too, I guess.
Well, a lot of folks are going to start getting around and see what you have to offer, and we're going to have the links to what you've got going on now in the description for the video here on YouTube. Thank you so much for coming on, and once you get the new model set up and going, let us know and we'll update everybody, okay?
Yeah, guess going to be on the weekend very soon.
All right.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.